think the fact he's probably with Egypt and he's probably not playing in the major tournaments as such, or maybe got a great chance to win. I think it's either the Champions League or the major tournament. Normally, the player who excels in that. You're looking at sort of Vinny Jr., Mbappe right now, Real Madrid looking really good, going for the Champions League. Liverpool will be in that conversation, but right now he's certainly the front runner. And what you've just said there in terms of getting maybe more trophies and league titles, that could actually put him above probably Kenny Dalglish and Steven Gerrard in sort of where he ranks in terms of Liverpool legends, because I think right now he's right on their shoulders.
Just say Afcon is a major tournament because a lot of people are a bit saying people not taking that. So, Afcon is a major tournament, just so you know.
No, Egypt not going to win the World Cup, are they?
No, but Afcon is big, wasn't it? Remember when him and Mane was going through it? And
I'm just saying,
it's a fact. It's a fact. If you win the Euros or you win the Copa America, it's deemed to be big, so the Afcon's in the same level.
Well, I hope he's got a big mantelpiece because.
Thank you, Daniel Sturridge. Thank you. I really don't understand. Like, Jimmy Carragher played for Liverpool. He had 508 appearances and he only scored 3 goals. He played 38 appearances for England, no goals. He's a defender, so I'm not blaming him for goals. But this guy, I really do not understand. Guys, if you're European or South American or Asian watching this, you have to understand that Afcon is very, very, very big, right? So when you fail to deny that as Afcon is big, so first of all, big in what? This is a question number one. You're trying to talking about big in viewership, big as a competitiveness tournament, or big in popularity just for the people? Because if you do that, so many tournaments they will fail the criteria. Because Africa is a continent of 54 countries and the population is 1.4 billions of people. Europe is a continent of like 44 countries and the people are 744 millions of people. Africa's population is double the European population. So when you're trying to talking about big, like what do you mean about big? Because you're gonna be wrong in big, right? When you're trying to talking about viewership, I do understand because of the lack of infrastructure, Africa can have lower viewership than Europeans competitions because European competition, they can be streamed everywhere. And the majority of those streamers, they are not coming from Europe. They come from Africa, South America, and Asia because they want to watch their favorite countries' main players who plays in Europe so they can support them. It's not only about European. So if you say you cut the viewerships, European, African viewerships to European football, surely they will struggle. Real Madrid has 172 millions of followers. Do you think all those followers are Spanish? They look, with no disrespect, that guy, he might be older than me, but he's nuts. Like, he's super nut. He knows nothing about football. Playing for England, playing for Liverpool, that does not making you knowing football in general. Because by him just saying that, he does not know what he's talking about. Because the statistics are proving him wrong. So let me go to the last statistic of Copa America. These are the last Copa America statistic. Last Copa America, Copa. The CONBOL statistic shows that 84.6 million people watched the Copa America matches in Brazil, and 82% increase in viewership compared to 2021 in Argentina. And the defending champions this year final had 58.98 viewership. I mean, that's Copa America. 84 0.6 million viewership. And that's where the biggest player in the world play, Lionel Messi. You know how many people would just go there and watch Lionel Messi? All right. Now, let me go to African. Last Afcon. Last Afcon. Viewership in number. Record numbers. CAF boss Patrice Motsepe estimates nearly 2 billion people watched Afcon on television. The previous record was at the last Afcon, where CAF reported 65 million viewers. The tournament was broadcasted to 180 countries. Bro, do you understand like what I'm trying to say? Like this guy, Jamie Carragher, I mean, like you can be talking in the biggest media platforms and stuff like that, but you are not. This is what we always call white privilege. He's been talking there to that platform there, but he's not. He does not even know everything. I mean, just a simple Google research shows him that he's wrong like 100 of times, right? This is what I don't like. Like people just keep on talking because it's Africa. You're trying to look down on African, but African player they've been sustaining the English Premier League for years, bro. Like for years. We're talking about people like Cristiano Ronaldo. His grandmother is from what is that? That's close to Cabo Verde. Madeira is close to Cabo Verde. It's been claimed by the Portuguese, but Madeira is there, close to Cabo Verde, right? It's in Africa, actually, Madeira, if you don't know. And this is the biggest reason why they never wanted to give Cristiano Ronaldo so much Ballon d'Or. Is because of that. If you don't know, it's because of that, right? So, Jamie Carragher, let me just show his stats. I think there we go. Jamie Carragher, English football player with the baddest English accent. World Cup England 2022 matches, 0 goal, two yellow card. Oh yeah. born 28 January 1978, age 47 years old. Bootle United Kingdom. I don't know where is that. I don't need to know. Liverpool. The English. He played for English for 580. 508 appearance, 3 goals for Liverpool. For England, 38 appearance, 0 goals. And this is a player who has the nerve to talking about African football. So I'm just laughing at him and his worse English. The reason why I'm saying worse English is because during the 13th century, the Normans colonized the Anglo-Saxons, not the English, the Anglo-Saxons, and then the Anglo-Saxon, they were speaking that language of Lich, Bik, that just like this, the Slavic and Modric, Ibrahimovic, those kind of languages. And French had to bring up the taste of the beautiful language, which is the English. The Anglo-Saxon, they were the servants, but they failed to pronounce the words like wine, something like croissant, they failed to pronounce croissant. Restaurant, they failed to pronounce restaurant. Grandeur, they failed to pronounce grandeur. You know. So things like pardon, you know, they fail to station, station, they fail to pronounce. So all that, the reason I'm saying speaking a bad English is because of that, right? The Viking went to France and they met the people of France, they create the Normans. And the Normans, they were so powerful during the 13th century, and they went to conquer English, the English land, the Anglo-Saxon, and they had to teach them a lot. That's why you see French is always in Europe and in history. French is always superior than English. So if you don't know, now you know the story. So if you go to, let me go to what Rio had to say about this. Real.
It's picked up a lot of comments, isn't it? What Carragher said about Mo Salah not winning. So to give it a bit of context, he meant to have said something along the lines of the reason why Mo Salah won't win the Ballon d'Or is because the African Nations Cup isn't of the level of a Euros or a South American Cup.
It's a lie, man. Like, that's a lie. If you want to talk the biggest competition of football in the World Cup is number 1, Champions League is number 2, Europeans UEFA Nation Cup is number 3, and Afcon is number 4. Because you can't compare Afcon with Copa America. No, it can't be compared. Afcon is bigger, like way bigger than Copa America. Copa America only has like those like 1 or 2 superstars or 3 superstars, right? But Africa has so many superstars, right? You started to count for Mo Salah, Mahrez, all these Osimhen, all those guys that are shining in Germany and stuff like that. Mane, there's plenty of name. Whereas if you go to America, it's now Messi's getting old, and then you only got like people like Vinicius, people like Rodrigo, Julian Alvarez and stuff. They are not like Afcon is huge, big, like it's almost like 2 times bigger than Copa America. Copa America is like, who give a damn a Copa America? Instead, beside of those, the biggest superstar that plays in Europe, right? And also, like, Copa America, it can't be compared to African Cup of Nations because when we check the population of Copa America, like, I mean, it's like Africa has like almost 3 times the population of Copa of America. So you can't really compare Copa America, but it's gonna come as the 4th. So if you're trying to talking about the biggest tournaments of football, then you have to count the top 5. And if it's African continent is in the top 5, then I don't understand. So we're trying to talking about is not the major tournaments. No, people should stop this. People should stop this. And the merits of Salah, it's not just gonna be based on the African Cup of Nation, but it's gonna be based on the team performance and the national team performance. Because if they win African Cup of Nation and he failed to qualify to win the Champions League, the person who won the Champions League has like 50% chance of getting the Ballon d'Or because they play in Europe, right? Even though Salah is going to win, or we don't know what's going to happen. The African Cup of Nation.
Copa America.
Yeah.
And I think that comment is representative of the majority of people out there would say that. I don't think that's right. I think that's an ignorant kind of thought process, because the African Nations Cup, if you go to Didier Drogba, Abedi Pele,
man, look at this guy. Look at this guy, just reminding me. People like Abedi Pele, people like Didier Drogba. Chelsea would not have won the Champions League, their first Champions League ever, in 2012 if it wasn't for Didier Drogba. Quote me if I'm wrong. They beat Bayern Munich in Bayern. Didier Drogba equalized in 88 minutes in Munich, in the Nazis' land, bro. Where were you? Where were you? Did you go to equalize there? Where were the fellow English that play good football? And I don't recon, I've never watched England raise a major trophy. Like, we always support England during the World Cup, during the Euro, but at the end of the day, it's just disappointment. And this disappointment is coming is because of people like you. People, when Marcus Rashford is going to score, is English. When he's going to miss, he's not English. It's because of people like this guy,
So, down to the players now, Mahrez, Mo Salah, Mane now, they'll tell you that we have to win this. It's a demand in their countries to win this. Yes, it doesn't get back to resources wise like Euros, etc. But doesn't that mean that you have to devalue it? It's a continent of huge power, a continent that contributes to European football through players immensely, massively. Like the amount of players that are representing football clubs in Europe and winning things from the African continent is like
crazy.
It's a ridiculous amount of number.
It's a ridiculous amount of number. The previous Afcon, the previous Euro tournament that was before the previous one, had 44 players, top players of African descent. People like Romelu Lukaku, He's a number one goal scorer in the Belgium national team. Number one, like, all the time. All these people we see like cheering Henry, they can be from Martinique, Guadeloupe, but they're African, bro. Kylian Mbappe is a Cameroon. Vinicius Jr. just received his roots certificates that show that his great grandparents become from Cameroon. All of those guys, bro, like Antonio Rudiger, like Karim Benzema. I mean, so plenty. So for you to try and undermine where they come from, right? Because of the lack of infrastructure, we do acknowledge that as an African, there is a lack of infrastructure, but that does not mean that the lack of talent and the lack of competition. Because most of the time, the players that come from Europe, when they come to play in Africa, they fail to perform. You can ask people like Didier Drogba. They fail. People like Mohamed Salah. How many times he's been trying to reach the final, but the last time they wanted to play the final, they got beaten by Abu Bakr of Cameroon. So, Jimmy Carragher, I think you should learn more about general football instead of just talking on the English perspective. Because if you just maintain your English perspective, then you do not know nothing about the world. First of all, they shouldn't be watching you all over the world. That guy deserves a suspension. They need to suspend him because you can't be there on the biggest platforms in the world and keep on underestimate other people. You can have a comment. You can actually literally twist your comment, but not becoming an ignorant. And people are keep on repeating you like Afcon is a major tournament, and you keep on showing up the face like, oh, that means I'm wrong. You see, you're fucking wrong, man. You don't even know. Like you might not be wrong, but you were dumb. You know, so dumb means you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is really, really dumb because he didn't know.
Players, so it should be respected more than it is.
Yeah.
But what I would say is because of the lack of resources that are put into it. And listen, we've had some African players that come out and have actually canned it for the lack of resources and hotel rooms and what goes on, flight issues, etc. Yeah. So then obviously the narrative then from the media becomes, oh, it's like it's a Mickey Mouse tournament, but it ain't. I understand what Jamie's saying, but I don't agree with it. But I understand that is the majority's fault, if we're honest, and it's not right. But a majority of people out there do think that about the African nation stuff. But I think that the federations like FIFA need to make sure that they implement a way of thinking and language around the African nations that actually equals the Euros and the Copa America. I think that's the point. You know? What Jamie was trying to say as well, where again, I think he's right in what he's saying, because that is what happens. If Mo Salah won the African Nations Cup, that would have no bearing on anyone's voting. Which is wrong. When they vote for the Ballon d'Or, which is absolutely wrong.
Super wrong.
That's what he was saying. And one of the parts of what his argument was, if Mane, he finished second, I think it's 2022. Yeah. That has no bearing on anyone's vote. I don't think anyone, when they're voting, the captains and the media and the managers, I don't think they go, oh, before I just make a judgment on who is a top three, where did Mo Salah finish in the African nations? That's true. I don't think anyone asked that question. And that's wrong. That's where it needs to be changed. I think that's where, again...
That's exactly where it needs to be changed, because African Cup of Nations is very competitive. It's very competitive by far more than Copa America. Copa America is only about the big superstars, and they are not a lot. They can be 2 or 3. That's it. Guys, this is it for today. If you have a comment, drop the comment below. If you're watching this for the first time, please hit the button, subscribe, activate the bell notification, and I will see you in the next time. All right, cheerio.